Hello everyone, I'm Rachel Lowe from Physiopedia and welcome to the knee course. This knee course is an update of the previous knee course that we've had. So if you've done the previous knee course, you'll find that this is the new and improved knee course. So we're calling it the Introduction to the Knee. We will be covering the basics of the knowledge that we need to know to be able to effectively work with individuals with knee pain and knee complaints. And it'll be a great introduction to the knee in advance of other courses that will run in the future that will be more related to specific knee complaints and lower quadrant rehab after we've covered things like the hip and the foot and ankle as well. So this knee course we'll be covering in week 1 functional anatomy, structure, biomechanics and knee conditions. In week 2 we'll be looking at assessment and differential diagnosis. In week 3 we're going to be looking at the paediatric knee. We all see children with knee complaints, and they are quite different, so it's important to have a look at this as well. And then in week 4 we'll be covering treatment and rehabilitation of the knee. Just the initials, because we will likely do more intense courses on this at a later time. So it's going to be a good overall introduction to the knee. 4 weeks, about 4 to 6 hours of learning each week, depending on your learning style and how much reading you want to do. Again, there are optional and required elements of the course. The required elements of the course have an orange icon next to them. The optional elements have the black icon, so just bear that in mind. If you're struggling to get everything done each week, just make sure that you're not doing too much work each week. The course is always there for you to refer back to, so you don't need to look at everything now. We're not going to take it away from you. We're also delighted on this course to have Dr. Christian Barton join us. Christian Barton is from Australia and he has a special interest in chronic knee pain. So he will be joining us in the discussion forums and answering some of your questions, and we'll hope to be able to do a couple of interviews with him and share some of his knowledge with you as well. So do engage with Christian with your questions in the discussion forums. And again, the discussion forums, remember, we know some of you don't like them, we know some of you love them, but they are a really useful learning activity, and it's not about just completing a task that we ask you to do. Often the discussion questions we pose, we try and make them something to get you to reflect on your experiences or your learning, or for you to engage in a task with the evidence, the published literature out there or something similar. And it isn't And the activity itself is where the learning comes from. It's not just about posting in the discussion forum. So do have a think about the activity as you're doing it, and the result of that activity is what we post in the discussion forum and share so that everyone can learn from it. It develops a great resource for us all to learn from the future. So I think that's all that I need to say at the beginning of this course. As always, we'll be here in the discussion forums to answer your questions. If you have any problems, there's a technical questions discussion forum. There are lots of resources for you to read, lots of great book chapters from Elsevier again, who have been very generous in providing some open resources for us from their books. And we'll be having lots of discussions with some of our knee specialists around the world. So enjoy the course, and I'll speak to you next week.